Hello, everyone. This is Susan Gerbic from the GsoW, Guerrilla Skepticism on Wikipedia project. And all the way from Budapest, Hungary, is András Pintér, who's going to tell us all about his experience at the Wikimedia Science Convention in London just a few weeks ago. Hello, András.
Yeah, hi there. Thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm very happy to be in this interview. And first of all, let me start with a bit of correction. I'm not actually speaking from Budapest. It's not very far, but it's called Székesfehérvár. Try to pronounce that one.
Not a chance. Not a chance.
It's very close to the capital, though. I frequently visit the capital, so just to be absolutely correct.
So exact. It drives some people insane just how we have to correct it exactly. We can't just let it go and say Budapest. No, right.
Yeah, and I love that.
So tell me a little bit about yourself and how you found the GsoW project.
My name is, as you just perfectly pronounced, my name is András Pintér. I've been a skeptic probably all my life, but I joined the skeptic movement as a high school kid. I ended up being one of the original members of the Hungarian Skeptics Society in 2006. Ever since we've been trying to promote scientific thinking and skepticism within Hungarian society. But what really made a change was our joining the project called Guerrilla Skepticism on Wikipedia in 2014. As it happens, I ended up becoming the team leader of the Hungarian group, which is a very small group. Actually, I had lots of people who wanted to join the project, but there is always a huge difficulty in organizing so many people. Mm-hmm. Just recently, this weekend, it ended, was the European Skeptics Congress, which was huge fun.
I'm so jealous. I would love to have been there, but I felt like I was there because it's updates that you and Leon had published and pictures all the time. That was great.
Yeah, that's one thing I love about the skeptics movement, that it's huge with Twitter, for example. Twitter is not a big thing in Hungary, but I love using Twitter, and this is how I ended up tweeting in English all the time, because no one cares what I tweet in Hungarian. But apparently that's not the case with the English community. The English speaking, at least.
So tell me about how you found out about the GsoW project. I think this is kind of an interesting story, and it speaks a lot about what's going on in Europe right now.
Yeah, it was thanks to Gábor Raskó, who is the president of the Hungarian Skeptic Society and also chairman to GsoW, the European Council of Skeptical Organizations, which was hugely involved in this this convention of last weekend as well. But I think it was at one of these conventions, the one in Stockholm probably, where he heard about guerrilla skepticism on Wikipedia. When he came back home, he started recruiting people to join the project. But the interesting part about this is that he used to think very lowly about Wikipedia because of the information not being necessarily reliable and not being referenced properly and things like that. That is the overall view of the scientific community, at least to my knowledge. He ended up changing his views on Wikipedia. It's not something that is easy to change in the mindset of people, but it is happening. And one of the things that shows me the best that this is actually happening is the very existence of the Wikipedia Science Conference that I attended about 2 weeks ago.
Tell us about that, because I'm really excited to hear about it. I really know almost nothing except the very little bit you've told me.
There is a gentleman called Martin Poulter. He's a great guy. He's convened this conference for the very reason he wanted to discuss within the community of editors and science educators that Wikipedia is important and it has to be dealt with. He is, and that is very cool. That is the coolest stuff about the whole thing, that he is actually a Wikipedian in residence at the Bodleian Library in Oxford, which is one of the greatest libraries in the country. He was not the only person with that status attending that conference. There was a gentleman called Andy Mabbott. Yeah, he's a Wikipedian in residence at the Royal Society of Chemistry, which is just huge. And the Royal Society itself realized, mind you, it's not the same thing, the Royal Society of Chemistry and Royal Society in general. But they realized the necessity of having Wikipedia editors around trying to deal with, for example, fellows of the Royal Society. They have a huge project that aims at putting out the information about the fellows of the Royal Society and this connects very well to what we at GsoW are trying to do to have the backs of our spokespeople, the spokespeople for skepticism. So that's a huge thing. They realize that it is important for getting science in front of the public. And there was another thing that came up. It's the involvement of women in science education, science in general, and in editing Wikipedia. There was a young lady, she's involved trying to get women to edit Wikipedia, because what she brought up is that turns out that Wikipedia editors the community of editors is a largely male-dominated area. So I couldn't find out the numbers, but apparently there was a survey and turned out that about 15 or less than 15% of the editors are actually females. Mm-hmm. When I ended up in a discussion with her, she found it very cool that actually in Guerrilla Skepticism on Wikipedia, there are lots of female editors. Mm-hmm. And you being one of them, as the leader of the project, was something that I saw delighted her. I think she was very much interested in what we're doing.
Fascinating.
And I see more and more of the appreciation towards the project itself and the efforts that we are trying to make. For example, now at the European Skeptics Congress, everyone we approach, there was Leon Korteweg. He's amazing.
Isn't he?
What he's doing about Wikipedia, and this appears to be his life. So he's a born Wikipedian, and people to a certain extent are starting to appreciate that. So they appeared very grateful for what we are doing. Mm-hmm. It's amazing that there are still people in the international skeptics movement who don't have a Wikipedia page, even though they are achieving huge things. Mm-hmm. So that example is like the editor of the Skeptic magazine in the UK, Deborah Hyde. Mm-hmm. How on earth can she not have a Wikipedia page already made?
I think that overwhelmingly the European scientists and the European skeptics have been largely ignored by the Wikipedia community until GSOW stepped in and I said, we're not going to do this anymore. This is not an English thing. This is too big for that. We need to know each other. We need to know what everybody's doing. Language is not a barrier that it was before. Location is not a barrier that it was before. And I put my foot down, and that's when I started the World Project in 2012 and said, we're going to bring editors in that speak languages other than English. And let's get this taken care of.
Yeah, and it's important that you are also not only training people, which is a huge thing in itself, but you are building a community of editors within the larger community of Wikipedia editors worldwide. And that's an awesome thing. And I cannot emphasize this enough, how much I appreciate that work you do. This is very, very motivating that we are having this community. Having Leon, he's crazy, wants to compete with him all the time. What we did at the conference, the European Skeptics Congress, we were taking photos like crazy. We can upload them on Wikimedia Commons so that they can be used for the Wikipedia pages. And I just couldn't wait to get back to my hotel and upload the photos. And I right away, the very day when the photos were taken, I uploaded them to Wikimedia and I put them on the page of the European Skeptics Council, GsoW, European Council of Skeptical Organizations. So this has become a competition as well as a joint effort of making Wikipedia better. So it's joint effort, it's cooperation, collaboration, it's awesome.